So now at this point, you should have your WordPress site up and running. You should be able to go to your root directory and actually see the default WordPress theme. So what WordPress did in those few minutes of installation, it actually created a database table, set of a bunch of different tables here, and this is the default WordPress structure. So you see here you've got posts, post media, options, links, comments, and so on. So this gives you a better idea of how WordPress is structured. And we can see here that we've got some basic information here. We've got the post title and so on. So these are all default posts. We've got our hello world, welcome to WordPress. This is your first post. You can edit it, delete it. When we click it, we see that it's actually within WordPress structure. And we also have this WordPress dashboard. So whenever you want to access the dashboard, all you have to do is go to your root folder. So whatever that is, if you've installed it on a domain, just go to your domain, do wp-admin, and then this always gives you access to the dashboard. Of course, you're going to have to log in as well. And so this is where you can begin to start actually making some updates and working with WordPress. Now, you're not going to have to actually do a lot within the database, so don't worry about this part here. This was just to illustrate what's happened and what that installation process has actually completed and done. So it's actually done a whole bunch of things behind the scenes, but we're not even going to have to ever look into this database again unless we really want to and we want to really dig deep into WordPress. But for now, we're not going to have to look at this. And all we're going to do is focus on the basic workings of WordPress and how to customize WordPress, update it, and get it doing and working the way that you want it to work. So you should be at this point in order to continue with this course where you've got WordPress set up and you're ready to go and start customizing the appearance with the different themes. So if your theme actually looks different, they do change these themes from time to time, and this is actually the 2016 theme. So this is the default theme. So every year they actually have a new default theme. So we've got 2015, 14, and all the way down. So this is the newest one for 2016 that we're getting with the new version of WordPress. And as well with WordPress, when I went into the course, I had mentioned that we do have ability within WordPress to actually download and reinstall, update WordPress. So this is one of the first things here on the dashboard is communication with WordPress. It actually does a check to see if we're using the latest version of WordPress. We can do a check here to see if there's any updates that are available. If there's no updates, and everything looks fine, then it's not going to ask you to actually update because there's nothing to update. But you do also have options here to reinstall it, so you can reinstall. So if you're having some issues with WordPress, if you've updated some of the files and maybe something isn't working properly, but you can still get to this reinstall, you can always do this reinstall. If you have plugins here, you can update your plugins. If you have themes, you can update your themes. And that's essentially the way that WordPress works, is that it does have the ability to communicate with the central server and understand if there's updates to plugins, themes, and WordPress itself. And really this updating process is really seamless, although you should be backing up your information on WordPress, and in general you should be backing it up on a regular basis. So we're going to get into that in the upcoming lessons as well, and once you've backed it up, you should be fine to do any updates. I've done a lot of WordPress updates. I've never had any issue with just going through the default update process, but if you do have some customized plugins, customizations to your themes, you might want to proceed with caution when you are doing these updates in order to make sure that you don't break anything, any of the customizations. So that's all there really is to updating WordPress and keeping it up to date. And again, one of the great things about WordPress is that all of this stuff is regularly updatable, so you don't have to go through this install process again. So now we're going to get into the upcoming lessons we're going to start talking more about what's available here in the back end, the settings, how to make your first posts, how to change the appearance, and then as well how to do backing up and a whole lot more so you can get up and running really quickly. And we already are up and running, but to get up and running and customized quickly.